The sun is shining outside the window. Let us slowly open the door to the future together. Hello, my name is Kelly of Mans International. In the previous episode, I introduced one of the difficulties in achieving fully autonomous driving, which is to create maps for the machines. In this episode, I'll introduce another challenge for autonomous driving, known as brain-in-a-jar problem. What are the problems with current AI solutions? Each AI service is the separate brain in the jar, to which we input data and receive answers. One brain recognizes images and the other interprets language. We can train a third brain to look for abnormal patterns in business data. Each of them is very good at what they do, but they know nothing about the world outside their own jar. How can artificial intelligence make autonomous decisions? I want to ask you first, how does brain receive and transmit information? You might have guessed, it is a neural network. In the brain, a typical neuron collects signals from one neuron through a series of fine structures called dendrites. The brain in a jar is equivalent to a brain without a nervous system. Then how to add a nervous system to artificial intelligence? We can think of APIs and application network as a neural system. What is an API? An API is a connection between computers or computer programs. It is a software interface that provides services for other software. The role of an API can be roughly compared to that of a waiter in a restaurant. When you order a meal in a restaurant, the waiter takes your order to the back kitchen, and when the chef is done, the waiter brings the dishes to you. The waiter acts as a connector between you and the back kitchen. When the number of APIs expands from 10 to 100 or more, it becomes very difficult to connect effectively. Is there a company focused on designing autonomous driving systems? Here I want to introduce Drive.ai, a company that designs autonomous driving brains. Drive.ai is headquartered in Mountain View, California. Carol Reiley founded the company in 2015. Carol completed her PhD at Stanford University's Artificial Intelligence Lab. She has been recognized as a leading entrepreneur and an influential scientist by Forbes. She's married to Andrew Ng. Andrew was a co-founder and the head of Google Brain and was the former chief scientist at Baidu. The two tech gurus also have a very different approach to showing their love. The wedding ring was 3D printed according to their own preferences, and their engagement news was announced in IEEE Spectrum, a journal published by the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. The investors of Drive.ai include Singapore-based CGV Capital, New Enterprise Associates, one of the world's largest venture capital companies, and NVIDIA GPU Ventures. Apple acquired Drive.ai in June 2019. After the acquisition, Apple closed the company. The purpose of the acquisition is to leverage its technical talent and the company's 12 patents in the self-driving control category. How is Apple's self-driving car progressing? In May 2016, Apple invested $1 billion in Didi Chuxing. Didi Chuxing provides a large amount of data for Apple's self-driving car project in order to improve its self-driving algorithms. Apple has added 23 new drivers to its self-driving projects last year, 2021, bringing the total to 137 drivers. But the number of actual autonomous vehicles in the fleet remains at 69. What's more, Apple hasn't applied a permit that would allow the cars to drive themselves. According to Bloomberg News, Apple's self-driving project is still at an early stage and will not be ready for launch until 2026 to 2028. Do you know any other difficulties of fully autonomous driving? You're welcome to leave a comment.